Welcome back to the garden. We're going to do a really quick video to show you what I'm getting on with in the next couple of hours, because I'm supposedly going to have a couple of hours of uninterrupted gardening. Let's see if it works out that way. So we've got all sorts going on. I'm just going to take you around as I'm doing it and have a little catch up, because look, first thing, very exciting. So this bed is the first bed. If you've not been here before, there used to be a gate on here and all of these beds have just been replaced. There were old beds that were totally dropped to bits, so Stephen's just replaced them with new timber, and there used to be a gate on here. We've opened it all up, taken the hedge out that used to be along this way, and just made it absolutely so pleasing. It's absolutely brilliant. But even more brilliant, I didn't think these guys were going to germinate, and look, they're all carrots that are going to need thinning out, but all carrots. I'm not going to thin them out just yet in case they decide to just die or something. This bed here has got quite a few plantings in it up to just before that broad beans. We've got carrots, radish, carrots, radish, carrots, radish. You're getting the gist. And carrots. 2 rows of there's bunching onions. What was this one? That's not what it is. And white Lisbon, so they're spring onions. They seem to have just taken forever to get going. They're just kind of sitting there doing nothing, so we'll see. And then 2 rows of your standard, what the heck's it called, purple top Milan turnips. So today I'm going to get some more of this bed planted up, not with the broad beans. I don't think I'm going to find somewhere for those. What I have done with those broad beans, these are a different variety. They are in here somewhere, this variety, whereas the ones in here are all the super Acadulch, or however you say that. They were sown in October and these guys were sown obviously in February. So these are doing fantastic and have actually taken off really well over the last few weeks. I'm thrilled to bits with them, so hopefully we'll have some nice early broad beans from this bed. But these guys were kind of, plan was to use for any gaps that we've got, but also I need to figure out somewhere else to put them. Not sure just yet, but anyway, what I was saying is that the rest of this bed I'm going to get sown with more seeds. Same for this bed here. It needs watering. No problem with the carrots is keeping them moist, especially in the weather we've been having, which has been unusually sunny for us here. So these guys definitely need watering. They are parsnips. That's a weed, not a parsnip. Oh, hang on. That's a parsnip though, isn't it? No, that's not. I don't know. I need to remind myself. Anyway, 4 rows of parsnips and calendula in between. That's Stephen working in the distance. He's going to be busy doing a fence today. Anyways, let's crack on and see what we can get achieved. So looking back at where we've just come from, if we come down to these smaller beds here that we've only put in last year, I think what I'm going to do is use some of these for the broad beans. I'm not sure which yet. I'm thinking the old sweet corn bed, maybe. So what I'm going to do is grab the compost that I've just bought and fill these up anyway, because that's what I said needs doing. This was the one that I've just harvested the leeks out of recently. So we'll get all of these tidied up, get them weeded, any old veggies that are still hanging around in there taken out, and get them filled up. And then I'll decide as I'm working, but I'm feeling as though this one's going to be best because it's an excess crop that I've already got lots of. So if it doesn't work because it's in the shade, that's not a massive deal. That's lovage, by the way, and blackcurrants. Steve and I have been on holiday this week, or off work should I say. We've been out this morning and grabbed some compost. I'm going to use that for those beds I've just shown you. We get 3 bags of this stuff for 60 litres, for 3 bags for £15, that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know how that compares to what other people manage to get, but it seems to be, we're happy with it, put it that way. And we also picked these up, which Stephen will probably show you on a different video, but how cute are they? Absolutely love those. So Stephen saw them because he's massively getting into his flowers. He's actually very excited by them all, which is just lovely. So he'll show you that on a different video. I'm going to go and get some of these in those beds, and there's 3 more in the car. Just had to go and get the rake. Stephen's been using it for one of the fires that he's been having. I've put 2 bags in this bed, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get away with just 2, because obviously I don't want to be spending too much on compost. This should be all of the compost that will be going on this bed this year. Bearing in mind, if you are new here or if you don't remember, these beds only went in last year, so they were filled with horse manure and a bit of compost, and they shrink, everything sort of settles basically. So this isn't something that I'm going to be having to do every year by any means. This is purely because the new beds. However, there's a flipping dead chick in like a, I don't know, I'm not going to show it to you. It's a really big one, and something must have been eating it as I came over, because well, I won't give you any details, but I can just tell. So I've moved that to one side, so I won't show you the bed anymore. But I've put 2 bags in here. I'm going to rake that now, and then probably need 3 in this bed, I think. Might run out here. This tree is just humming. Oh my gosh, a butterfly. That's only the 2nd butterfly I've seen of the year. It's absolutely humming, not with Stephen's drilling, but with just insects and all kinds of things. It's so nice to hear. Blossom on this, oh goodness me, so that's cherry. Is this might be pear, you know. We had a really funny thing last year. This pear tree over here produced fantastically. So this blossom has been and is going now. There's been more blossom on here than this, and it produced amazingly. And then one day overnight, the pears literally all just disappeared. Kid you not, they just disappeared. They weren't on the floor. There was nothing left on the trees, as if someone had been nibbling them. It's as if somebody had came and picked them all. But yeah, it's looking fantastic. I love hearing this. Lemon balm's coming back through. Remind myself what this one is. Oh, this is a Victoria plum, but I think that this is done because there's no blossom on it. Might have to get back in touch with them because we only got this last year. So I'll message them, because it does, doesn't it? Does that look like it's got any new growth in it to you? Because this one over here is also a Victoria plum, and this has been and gone with the blossom. There's absolutely tons on this. Maybe this might be a younger tree, maybe. Bay tree still not looking happy after being replanted. Look at the apple blossoms coming on this one as well. Oh, I seem to be starting a tour off. I'm not going to do that, I'll stop in a minute. Got stuff to do. This is a discovery apple. They're looking amazing. I mean, imagine if we got all of these apples this year. Obviously it'd be too heavy for the tree. And then over here we have got apple trees. This one's blossomed already. These were moved recently. That one didn't survive the move, and that one there is doing really well. There is one behind the Wendy house, which I'll have to go on the other side of this trellis. The Wendy house, we're just using this at the moment for storage. Stephen, we got this free off Marketplace. Thought it would be okay for chickens and things, and we used it for poultry, and we've used it for different things. Anyway, now it's just got different garden storage things in it. This is either Josta or chokeberry. I can never remember which way around, but you can see these branches here are certainly dead. These ones are looking really good though. Bees are humming around them. And the one over there, that's the other chokeberry or Jostaberry. I can never remember which way around they are. Anyway, stop getting distracted, Tracy. This bed has got enough compost in it, I think. You know, these blooming, they get everywhere, don't they? Is that the sycamore beech? Forever picking them out. This is fig, which is seems to be coming. I hope so. I hope that's not dead as well. And then I'm going to get all the weeds out of this bed and the old carrots and things. And this is mulberry, which is definitely alive. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that's not dead, because I didn't plan for that. Right, I have decided the broad beans are definitely going to go in that bed over there. All those beds are now complete with the composting. I didn't need as much as I thought, but maybe later on I'll have to put a bit more in. But at the moment they're okay. Anyway, I've started planting out, possibly a little bit too soon because there wasn't a huge root system on these guys, but I'm going to get more sown directly, and that is beetroot, different varieties of beetroot. We've got a badger, flame, beet. I'm assuming that's beetroot actually. Ali sent that over. Is it beetroot or just leaves? I'll check. And then beetroot looks green, and a whole row of perpetual spinach. I'm not sure, I think because these are quite close together and there's quite a lot of spinach in there. A lot of it will get used as baby leaves for spinach. I may plant more greenery, spinach, wild rocket, all the different things in this bit here, so it's nice and accessible. I may put those, just direct sow those. Anyway, that's what's happening there. There's a few more beetroot there that are going to go in. I'm just going to put those in pots and grow them on a bit more for no particular reason. And then in here where the parsnips were, I think I'm going to do some more carrots, because there's only 2 varieties in here. I'm going to do another 2 varieties in here so that it's going to be parsnips and carrots. Not sure what else I'm going to put in here yet. There's loads to put in, I just haven't decided. We don't really have a plan this year. We're just seeing how it goes because all of this is new to us. With the beds just being replaced, it's totally different layout in terms of size, etc., than what it was and what's in there. So all of this bed here had perennial different herbs and things, and we've tried to save as many as possible. But right at the bottom I've noticed that there's apple mint that's still surviving. That is kind of a foot under the ground and it's just poked its head through, and coincidentally just reminded me over here when I was asking you guys what the stems were. I think you're right, I think it was potatoes. If you look here, potato leaves are starting to come through. This bed is reserved for my winter squash, the baked potato squash. I'm going to talk to you about that in a second actually, because I'm a bit worried about them. But I'm going to get all of the potatoes out that are throwing these up because I don't want them interfering with the squash. It's just the stems on them were just, I guess they were just really far under and just totally white. Never even thought about that myself, but I think you're right. Now, Stephen's in the greenhouse at the moment, but I will go in and show you. I have sown 2 trays of baked potato squash. I think they are 15 or 20 a tray, I can't remember, because I want loads of them this year, and none of them have germinated yet. I don't know if it's a dodgy batch of seeds. I don't know what it is, but I'm panicking, so I'm going to get some more squash sown. I'm doing the beans as well, so I will show you all of that. I'm going to first of all, over here, after I've planted those broad bean plants, I'm going to go and get those bean arches, at least some of them direct sown. I'm also going to do some spares, just in case. I don't know if birds or mice or whatever else might take them from over there, because that's the first time in a while that I've done any over there directly. But I'm trying to do as much direct as possible to use as little compost as possible. But you know how it goes, you'll always end up buying more, even though you don't think you're going to need to. Stephen's just gone out. Oh wow, okay, totally distracted. Thank God for that. So Greek chagantes, another bean I absolutely love. Oh look, okay, they just needed a bit of heat. So get it together. The story is these guys were sat behind me, not in heat, effectively just in the greenhouse, so not in a heated area. Clearly they just needed a bit of heat. They are starting to come through. Panic over. I'm going to give them a water. You can see some of these are a bit drier than others. None of these have started showing yet, but hopefully now that these, we know the seeds are viable, the Greek chagantes are viable, this tray of baked potato squash are viable, and we'll just see how it goes. So yeah, baked potato in here, Greek chagantes, and then courgettes in this one, which looks like that's just starting to poke through too. Don't do that, you're not supposed to do that anyway. And some dry and bush beans are in this one. I've also got a load of other beans. There's the haricot. Is that just my accent? And then I've got some cassoulet bush beans, some Ferrari bush beans, and some royal burgundy bush beans. They've all just gone in. Thank you, Ali, for some of those seeds. And I've got a ton more that I'm going to get in over the next day or two as well. My goodness me, it is hot in here. While we're in here, may as well have a look around. So these are the cucumbers that were in the propagator just recently. I've moved those out. I've got some things here that probably need potting on sooner rather than later. Some brassicas, the walking onions. Oh my goodness, how amazing are they? Still haven't decided where they're going. This is Stephen's Sweet William. So we need advice on this one, if it's if anyone's got some information. So obviously just grown from seed, but it does say, excuse the bee in the background, it does say that you don't plant out until September to October. So if we just totally jumped the boat there or whatever. Anyway, so advice there would be more than welcome. A few more brassicas here. Some leeks that are looking fantastic, really pleased. Interestingly, the ones that I put in as spares, just threw them in a pot after I'd potted some on, are doing better than the ones that I've done individually. What's that all about? Do they prefer to be together? I mean, and whenever I've done them as, what's it called, like multi-sown, they've never come up well as final product. So, right, I've got other things to get out today. These need water. More beetroot and my Swiss chards. So I'm not sure. So based on the ones that I've just put in, I'm actually going to put these in at bigger cells. I want the Swiss chard definitely to be thriving more before I put them out. What are you? Something has gone in there that definitely shouldn't be. And these beetroot too, probably going to leave them a little bit more to come on before I put them out. And then I'll probably pot on more of these brassicas too. And the kohlrabi are up. These are the herbs that I bought from the local nursery that I showed you guys. And then cucumbers are coming along quite nicely. Some of them are yellowing a little bit, but that's okay. So yeah, looking really pleased with how things are going. I'm a little bit behind compared to last year, and I think that's just due to timing, to be quite honest. Tomatoes, and were there any peppers in here? Oh, aubergines at the back of those tomatoes. I think I'm going to get these straight into the greenhouse. So these are all going to be lined up in the greenhouse. They're Stephen's hanging baskets as well. So yeah, not all of these tomatoes will obviously go straight into the ground, but a mixture of them will. I think I'm just going to do single rows like I did last year. I've tried to get away with it before where I've done one at the front and one at the back. It becomes too crowded. And certainly across the back, yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with the single rows. And the blueberries need moving. So the blueberries, this one and this one, have survived. That one in the corner hasn't. So I think we'll probably get some more blueberry bushes, to be honest, because we seem to really enjoy those, and they did really well in the greenhouse last year. So before I completely melt, oh my god, it is really warm in there, I'm going to come back out and get those broad beans in. I'd forgotten that I'd got those of the beetroot as well. I might put another couple of rows of beetroot and on the other side of the perpetual spinach. I should have probably put the beetroot first. Maybe I'll put the spinach in with the parsnip bed. We'll figure it out. As I say, there's no plan this year. Plans are forming as I'm kind of working through. And it's not like we've not done this before. It's just we haven't done this before in these particular beds. So it's going to be a learning curve, whatever we do this year. So I'm going to get those broad beans in first, get them watered, get the plants watered that I've just put in, get those potato shoots out of the baked squash bed, and then we will reconvene. I love it when you can transform a bed super quick. So that I've just done 4 rows of 3, and then I've got a couple spare, which I'm going to go and check the other broad bean bed and see if any can go in over there behind that cherry tree. But there we go, just need watering and job's a good one. I kid you not, it's the same day. Look, literally an hour later, and look, more beans. Obviously that one was already up, and the one in the corner was up of the squash, but more have come up. Those courgettes weren't up. How fantastic is that? And I bet you this one here is going to be up any minute now. When you come in to water the tomatoes, all of a sudden it's blooming freezing. Got the big coat back on. So what I've done, everything takes so much longer than you anticipate, doesn't it? Or at least it does for me. I've got some of the peas and beans sown, peas only actually, out here. I'm going to show you those now. I've got one bed. Anyway, let me just show you, it'll be easier. I'm talking about it and I can just show you. So these all peas along here. So we've got Bolero pea. Now I can't remember because I've researched so many different ones. Do these only grow fairly short, maybe a couple of foot? These are off alley, so I'll have a look. I've been sat in the shed researching them all, but anyway, they're Boleros. These here, so there's 3 of these Marifat peas, literally the peas that you buy from the supermarket, and they're hopefully going to be able to grow those and dry those for ourselves. And then in here, these are all the, is it Kelvilden Wonder? How do you say that? I can never get that right. And I believe they're a slightly shorter, more bushier variety. So I'm going to get all those covered up and re-watered. So that side's done first. I haven't done the other side of this, nor have I done the one that faces it, but I've done the next 2, with good reason, bear with me. All of the ones in this end here, which are going to grow the tallest of everything, I believe, are the aldermen. Really like them. There's another name for those guys which escapes me at the minute. Is it Victorian Colossal or something? Anyway, all of those are in there. So Champion of England, I only had a small amount of those, so I've just done the first little bit of those. Now this next one, there you go. I don't know how to bloody pronounce that. I think they are good climbers as well, if I remember. And purple pods, purple peas, is that right? At least they've dried purple. Lusaka, so this next one is, oh, let me get this the right way around. It's either Monge 2 or Sugar Snap. I think it's the Monge 2, and we use quite a lot of those. Backing up, don't wanna fall. So they are, there's 4 spaces of those guys. And then on here is the opposite of what's on here. So these are the sugar snap, basically the ones that you eat the whole pod, and this is the flat pod, isn't it? But anyway, it'll all eat. So these are the Oregon variety, and the next ones are the Delicate. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, all of those in here all the way along, and that's why I wanted those two opposite each other, so I could remember that one was one type and all of the other was the other. Obviously I've tried to label them, so fingers crossed we'll be able to remember. And then the next lot that I've got in here, or that I'm going to be putting in here, I'm going to get to that on a different video because I'm running out of time today, I think are going to be some of the more specialty varieties and some of the ones that I'll use as drying, which, thinking about it, I maybe should have put the Mara fat peas in with those, but I haven't, so it is what it is. Anyway, really pleased with how that's coming along. I'm going to get those raked over, I'm going to get them watered in again, and I'll get to the next ones on the next gardening video. And really, everything's looking really, really good. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to go and get the rake. I've just remembered where I put it, and I will see you on the next video. This is just a quick video in between all the other ones while I've got the time off the paid job and all of that, and I will see you very soon. And goodness knows what Stephen and I will be up to. There's all kinds of stuff going on at the minute, but thank you for watching. I'll see you later.